comprehensive P250 skin guide. The goal of this video is to give you a detailed understanding of what's available and provide you a perspective of over a decade of experience. The P250 is a wonderful eco alternative with an initial starting price of $300, with a total of 13 bullets per magazine, with a limited reserve of 26 bullets total. It is a two-shot headshot kill, with a very fast movement speed of 240 units per second. The strategy of tap firing for close to medium range engagements is one of the best features the P250 provides. A general guideline used for the vast majority of stickers is to pay no more than 12% sticker price, otherwise you are overpaying. If the sticker costs a tremendous amount, I wouldn't recommend paying more than 5% sticker price. When considering float value, remember it is only visible from a 000 to a 999. Anything higher or lower isn't visually discernible. Unless you value the rarity, I wouldn't recommend buying it. Desire versus cost effectiveness is a challenge that plagues most players on a limited budget. The great news is you learn as you go and discover what works best for you and why. As you can see, this P250 cassette has 5x Hello XM 1014 golds applied in custom locations across the main body. It is a clear example of how to better use the custom placements. I am now going to go through all of the P250 skins in order of rarity. The Bone Mask, tan, off-white, and green coloring, spray painted style with a camo-like feel. Trade-up fodder exemplified. The Boreal Forest, poorly styled military camo, the texturing looks out of date. Horrid looking. The Drought, death by lack of water. Skulls throughout with a textured handle. Blue highlights with a light, malnourished based color. On the new model, it's not my cup of tea. The Sand Dune, the original meme skin. The name says it all. Words cannot describe the glory of this skin. The Facility Draft, blueprints of Nuke in a red and tan color scheme. On this particular model, it's very non-coherent and looks like a blob of color. The Mint Kimono, green, white, and dark gray on some of the patterns that leads to a mostly white coloring. Geometric style on the new model makes an interesting alternative. The Forest Knight, for those night enjoyers, slightly different pattern to the original Knight finish, but with the same color scheme. The soft blue-gray palette blends nicely. The Gunsmoke, extremely old and out-of-date texturing of smoke, brown and an off-white color scheme. Looks like a hippie wave gone wrong. The Facets, geometric patterning of shades of dirty gray triangle shapes. Why bother? The Contamination, tan and blue coloring. Radioactive symbols on the skulls. The heads emphasize the Contamination title. 1,000 different unique patterns with skulls and bone throughout. The Dark Filigree, dark gray background with a maroon ornate detailing. The brick red flowers are scattered randomly and add an element. The colors leave something to be desired. The Metallic DD Pet, extremely shiny pixel-based camo in varying shades of silver. The Crimson Kimono, with 1,000 different patterns varying in color from red to blue to gray to black, with complex geometric designs. The Ironclad looks like a patchwork metallic green airplane with rivets galore. This is one gun that looks like it was built to last. The Steel Disruption, another shiny metallic pixel-based camo with varying shades of silver that are super shiny in Source 2. The Contaminant, Tryptophobia exemplified, brick red coloring filled to the brim with holes everywhere. Looks like decaying gums to me. The Modern Hunter, what you expect to see on a hunting trip in the late autumn and left on the ground. Grandpa's old reliable has fallen leaves throughout. The Ripple, abstract metallic blue with water rippling patterning. This particular color combination works very well. The Bengal Tiger, brown stripes with orange and white in the foreground. Depending on the pattern will determine the color of this skin. The Verdigris Copper P250, the Statue of Liberty exemplified in a high where it is a bright green color. The Hive honeycomb pattern with an orange red brick color scheme. The Exchanger, industrial pipes throughout in shades of gray to tan. The blue highlights pop very much. To me, this is another exemplification of trade-up fodder. The Black and Tan, with the name name of a mixed drink, I was expecting a little bit more than this mess of a skin. Tan and brown with a few splotches of red. The Rebuilt. Interesting and nuanced normal mapping. Modern design with a dirty white detailing. Geometric spots. The lettering and numbering make a nice addition. Reminds me of Star Wars. The Valance. Metallic blue highlights with silver and gray detailing. Modern design with a black and silver base. Classic old school alternative. The Whiteout. Bright white skin on the new model pops extremely well. The Cassette. Retro vibes. The solid black base makes the highlights of gray and the tri-color stripes very striking. Looks like a cassette tape from Japan. The normal maps are crazy good. It's what I'm currently running on the T side. The small game, Modern Hunter 2.0, this time with a dark gray and rust orange highlights on the new model. The Digital Architect, bluish and purple and minty highlights, a very nice color palette. Geometric sci-fi aesthetic on the new model. It is a very interesting alternative. The Red Rock, orange pixel based camo design with texturing that accentuates, has a red pyramid with a star insignia on the grip. The Splash, the most iconic old school skin on the P250 from back in the day. Charcoal gray colored with a splash of orange on the tip. Upgraded to the new model, it's a very interesting alternative. The Inferno, short B on Inferno exemplified. The vines across the handle have one of the best normal mappings available. It makes the vines come alive. The Nuclear Threat, 1,000 different patterns that move the neon nuclear symbol from the back to the front, which makes the skin quite unique. Extremely old from the original Nuke collection. On the new model, it is a very green alternative. The Supernova, tiny hexagon patterns seem free floating with a TV filter overlaid on top, with orange explosions on certain patterns. The Cyber Shell, steel look with red detailing gives a high and sleek look. Blue beehive hexagon pattern on the handle. Purple heat pattern on the tip of the gun. The X-Ray, how to enable gambling when France says no. Cyantine bluish green X-Ray on the P250. You can see every part of the weapon. The Vino Primo, pinkish purplish metallic with leather. The texture looks extremely out of date. In a high wear, it turns even more purple. Too much going on with the family crest. Checkered patterning on the center with numbers and words on the top of the gun. The Wing Shot, yellow, slate, gray, and white color scheme. Skull on the handle as a focal point. The yellowish wing design on the center of the skin is a high contrast in motion. The Nevermore, reddish orange with purple and orange secondary colors. Purple skeletal bird throughout in flight and outlined in a light red. The Mindy, Indian patterning, reminds me of henna tattoos, bright orange on top, and the trigger with a darker brown tones below. The Cartel, Los Matos aesthetic on a metallic and black design, intricate flower detailing on the main body. The skull on the handle exemplifies the solid black color, an instrument of death if I've ever saw one. The Undertow, steel matted gray on the top of the skin with splotches of dark gray metallic blue on the main handle. The true embodiment of old school trade-up fodder. The Franklin, $100 bills throughout, a mess of money which doesn't pay out as it looks more like a blob of color to me. The Mertos, blood red coloring, radiating with skulls on the main body, and what looks like a abstract sun on the handle. Apep's Curse, what you would expect to find in an Egyptian sarcophagus. Mummy bandages, hieroglyphs, and even a cobra, extremely shiny, looks good in any wear. The Asimov, dark gray with orange and white highlights, warning on the main body with geometric designs. White on the tip, the main body and back handle creates a clean contrast. The Visions, how it feels to trip acid. I speak from experience here. Snake and a raven on the main body blend well and feel in motion. Female face on the handle is clearly the focus and is staring out towards her next victim. An amalgamation combination of metallic rainbow design. Looks good in any wear, extremely detailed, and is what I'm using on the CT side. The Epicenter. The normal maps are quite exquisite. Muted rainbow metallic color scheme. Circular pattern on the main body radiates out. Focusing the eye on the center of the skin. On the new model, it is a great alternative. The See You Later. This unique skin with its robotic comic styling. Bright green crocodile with a blue background with contrasting yellow highlights. Does not seem like a covert to me by any stretch of the imagination. It's not my cup of tea. I will list my top selections. It is up to you to decide, given all the information and examples, which one is the best for you. Don't doubt yourself, and remember your budget should be a part of the equation. My top 6 picks. The $3 sign pick on the old model is the Undertow. My $3 sign pick on the new model is the Whiteout. My nostalgic pick on the old model is the Steel Disruption. My nostalgic pick on the new model is the Nuclear Threat. My budget pick on the old model is the Cassette. My budget pick on the new model is the Mint Kimono. Thanks for taking the time to watch the entire video, and hit the subscribe button for the rest of the series to come. Videos come out weekly. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care.